love is that something you really like the person. And you really 100% like the person, then you feel something, you become inseparable with that person. And then you have some, every moment you worry, happiness, for the person not to get happy, person gets sufferings, and then you worry about maybe they get sufferings. Then you also worry about them maybe happiness be not last long, maybe not be happy. So it's kind of love and compassion. It's happiness and compassion, and loving kindness is the what we are cultivating toward other. You know, so this is the you need to have some kind of sense of the person you some sense you attach, you really you know, inseparable become that person, you know. So the when you have that much close to the person, then you become in oneness. And that case that you have the feeling toward that person, even that person sick, you want to seek for him or her because you really love. You want to be rather myself to sick in pain. I want to take away for my friend to have sick pain, and that much you thinking and you really want, you can do that. You like to do it because you're so much attached to that person. You know, that's a true love. You know, greatly this, and there's suffering of this person. You want to take all suffering that person suffer, and any way you have happiness, joyful, you want to give that persons. No return, just give that person. So that is the truly love, because your that love is truly that your affect from your heart. But again, this is you only have this love is your girlfriend or wife or your children or your family, who are your favor. That person only. You don't have rest of other people, you know. So that is kind of again you have to recognize. The feeling of the love is the same things, but when you have the love have to be expanded more than just only one person's. But that as just I talking about love, how you killing someone and really want to that person, you have that love so much, you know, that is the love what we created because we attach the person. But we have someone have same situation. And my loved one here really need desperately free from suffering. I'll do anything to free the sufferings, give the money and do anything anyway to free the suffering. And I need that person that need desperately want the happiness, and that person doing everything for give them happiness, you know. But that is because I love the person. Then you have another person there who I'm not love. It's indifferent. I don't know in that person. I never have talked to him. I never know him. So he have same person, same. He want to have happiness, desperately want happiness, and he want to have the free from suffering, desperately remove the suffering. So the two people here now. So I will be have only the my loved one care. I'll give anything that person want to, but to free from suffering and bring them happiness. But other one, indifferent one, I ignore that. I don't care. So that's the mistake here. The loved one is human beings, living being. He need to be loving kindness. He need compassion. Indifferent one here, another side, he need the same things. It's not fair to only my loved one. So I only my loved one that's made that discriminated my loving kindness. My loving kindness doesn't go far. That's limited because I cling, you see. So that the kind of Buddhist idea here, love meaning that not only you cling in one person, you have to include in different one, no matter who he is, how much he's distant from you, you not know him, but you have to care that person, include the person. Then especially they're your enemies, so another one. So enemy come to in the point that you want to, the person is almost dying there, painful, sorrowful, but he was not good. He is my enemy. He want to torture me. He want to kill me. Always he dislike me. So that's now three person here. One person, my loved one. one person's indifferent one is my enemy terrible. Even he want to happy there, I want to push him to sufferings. He want to get out from the suffering, I want to push him to suffering. So that's my attitude toward my enemy because he don't like now. So again, this he say, my love is obstructing now. Obstructing this three individual is obstacle for me. But my enemy, of course, I will never even cultivate love and compassion. I don't like to see him. I don't want to be nice to him. I do my best to be hurt him, torture him. That's my attitude. So that not I'm compassion to him. You see. So that is individually we experience now. My loved one important. Indifferent one I don't care. Enemy, of course, he's not good person. So now I had this talk about the love. I have love only the one. This love completely controlled by my ego. I'm not this free love. Because my clinging and attach the person, then I think that I do everything for this. And also this not permanent, impermanence. Today I have good time, that's I love him, I want to do everything for him. Tomorrow something costs me, I don't like it, I will be not like too much him, so I don't want to dedicate it. I don't want to do it too much. So also that's what this love is called impermanent, you see. So this love are not the true love, this is an obstacle. So now we talk about the three poison mind, not allowed to be perfect mind, because due to the three things make the unperfecting our mind. One thing, our mind is not perfect because we attach, grasping, craving, attachment. That's the one thing. That attachment makes our mind is not pure, because impure, a strength and darkness. So second things we have our mind is called ignorance or stupidity, obscure the mind, not allowed to see things in there. So ignorance is the one of our negative obstacle, hindrance of the compassion and loving kindness. One is attachment, one is ignorance now. So the third one is our obstacle is anger. So these three poisons are we call mind poisons. Anger, stupidity, and desire. These three things of the chief mind poison, poisoning your mind, you see. So this case, we talk about the loving kindness, compassion. Our loving kindness, compassion, we talk about, we try, but doesn't go correctly because of these poisons, mind poison, obscurance. So then in order to this obscuration, to remove, to see our beauty our within us, that you have to remove and dispel these poisons. So then also the important cause to awakening mind from the ignorance is this is kind of our ego, and so these contribute lots of obscurations and then become difficult and complicated to follow the spiritual path. Even you follow the spiritual path, this poison mind follow you, do not allow to correctly follow the path what you're following. So here we see we attached our family, our friend, a loved one, we so much loving, so much kindness, you so much there, really you dedicate everything, but it is not clear, not clean, because of your attachment. You don't have, discriminating or non-discriminating. It is discriminating though. Only that you are attaching, craving someone, you have compassion. You don't have compassion for indifferent ones. So then you have to be experienced from the love and compassion, but someone you really like that person, then you can observe how you love, how you compassion, why it is. Look and observe, then you can really find, oh, this is the real love and compassion. You can feel it that. But what the mistake is that you do not have other being cared with your love and compassion, because you completely attach that person. So in order to overcome this attachment, that you have to train in different one. No one you don't have no not benefit, not harm. So this indifferent one you include, see that work as your loved one, how you love and compassion. But you see this will be work with your indifferent ones. Put in the different one there what he needed, what he wished to me to fulfill, and what he's dislike it, and free that. So how much I interest there to look at there. So you have very little, maybe not almost there, no. But then you have to train your mind to love the indifferent one by what the difference is my loved one and other one. Suffer and pain is same thing, wish the same. One is happiness, wish to be, and one is not want to suffer. That's these two things, the same things. So therefore you try to compromise. Evenings, the loved one and indifferent one the same. So that case that your loved one, you are expanding your life to the indifferent one. That's kind of you overcoming your attachment. You're releasing attachment, and then you are including indifferent one. That makes your attachment kind of balance more and down, and that makes your clinging to your loved one become very useful to include other sentient being who does not have to do with you in different one. So that way you are kind of overcome attachment by the including in different one, as same how much you love your loved one, you love the indifferent one, how much you compassion, you will even equally compassion to the other one. So that way, then you are overcoming the attached to other, then you include it in that indifferent ones. So this is kind of two of them are not difficult. Is one is attachment overcome, one is ignorance. So you indifferent one, you don't like to do anything, you ignore on that person, ignore on that person need. So that is you have to be included, you're aware suffering of your loved one, suffering of the indifferent one, equal and even. So try evening that way, so you overcome attachment and ignorance. But come to the anger is very, very difficult. And generally, anger means that you have to include your enemy to love and compassion. In fact, that is much more progress your spiritual path if you love and compassion to your enemies. Because that is difficult. And then you enemy become enemy, this has karmically connected with you. It doesn't mean that the person become enemy, it just kind of come by naturally. That have to be karmically connected last lifetime. That he was become my enemy, he doing something unpleasant, dislike things me, he doing, and he may be torturing me, physically, mentally, verbally. So all these things make he become my enemy. So that is something he have to do for me, not dislike things, not like things. Then that makes me get angry and upset and dislike him, he become my enemies. So that case that he disliked me and he doing all kind of things, something not good, no matter what, I never done anything, but he would try to bother by the same things, doing things, and the feeling things, so it get hurt me. And so this case that can see, if you don't plant a seed in the ground, not growing anything. Something grow from the ground, you planting a seed you put there. So therefore, I get tortured by him, he become my enemy. It doesn't mean he did only. I did was last lifetime, many ways to contribute him to anger and upset, emotion, distracting him. So this karma caused this lifetime, he distracting me, causing me. So this way you think that is I have responsible to take care of this anger to not anger. Not by say he did this, therefore I'm upsetting here. But I have responsible, I have karmically did something, so I cannot just thinking that ignoring my actions, then we taking serious other people's action, and that doesn't make the fair normally in general. So this case, then I have to be think about this was my karma, and make sure I have to take it that somewhere, you know. It's very much important because this will be great purification. Among the Buddhists, we talk a lot of purification. So purification, you want to purify your enemy is the best that who can purify you. So when you purify, that your wisdom can easily uh, increase, and then you can able to destroy your ignorance easily. So that means that if you have anger by the enemy, if you take chance, that be patient and diligently take it. In fact, you do best thing to love and compassion toward that person. So that makes your purification is become tremendous purifications, and you are speeding your path to enlightenment. So this is kind of great things you can gain from your enemies if you use it skillfully and then faithfully. You use this carefully. That is very great beneficial for your path in Buddhist according. And even Buddha have repeating many times in the sutra that it's patient is how important to follow the Buddhism. So otherwise you get enlightenment takes long time, and patient can make the shortcut and speedily get enlightenment. So there is you want to be patient. There is no enemy, and no one can give patient other than enemy. Enemy is best you to be patient to use that for path. So therefore, the Buddha says that somebody enemy giving you opportunity to purify, otherwise you can many life of suffer and pain. So this time, if you take opportunity, use it that, be patient to, in fact, how much he harm and torture, you try to love and compassion more. And then more you gain the purifications, more you get accumulated merit. So you get more wisdom. Then you see things not seen before. All this good quality come from your enemies, you see. So therefore, looking the benefit that your enemy give you difficult, you be patient, work with the patient gently, that how much benefiting you. The think of that. So actually, if someone really want to be enlightenment, want to be follow the path precisely, so this is a great opportunity to speeding your path by the enemy have something you torture you, something happened to you, that can use it to path to make this speeding your path and purifying your path. So that case now look like enemy is not to anger. We should thank for enemies because we're getting lots of great benefit from that. But if we don't take the opportunity, then this course will quickly, rapidly go to hell realm, suffering pain forever. So also that too. So if you don't patient to your enemy, this can bring you to quick down to suffering pain. But if you patient, that this is the way to you get enlightenment quick. So this always thinking of what the great benefit, be patient to your anger, how it's very defective, very harmful if you don't patient to your enemy. So look that way, then you can see it may be not difficult to be patient to your enemy because you can think of how greatly benefit I can use this opportunity. Then you'll do no matter what you take seriously, and then you will be work on the benefit and rather than harming. So you're avoiding harming by the knowing how harmful the anger, and if you are not angry, be kind and loving toward them, how much great benefit. So this you can see what the benefit and what the effect and defect. So this you see this way, then you will appreciate it. Then enemy is become more very important than even those loved one and indifferent ones. So many different Buddha describe this enemy as how much it great benefit. So that way, include enemy as love and compassion sincerely. You have beginning I talk about the love for your loved one. So you can think that love is quite intimacy, very inseparability. It's one. The person is sick, you tell you sick too. People is emotion, you say emotion. People dying, you think you die too. So even you say, if in my loved one dying, I rather dying, not she or he not dying. Give up their life, sacrificing life for that much people love, you know. So that was the loved one as a kind of more defect, you know, more kind of harmful. So this is, so then you look at the enemy side and how much you benefit if you can love to the enemies. So this one, same love, but different attitude, you know. So the same things like the third one, in different one, the love is kind of much more advanced than your loved ones. But it, again, are not great as like enemies. So you evenly your love to your own loved one and an indifferent one, and especially your enemies, no different than your loved one. If you equal in even your love, that's called, you know, your love is equanimity. Your love is equal. If you love to your enemy, you love every sentient being for sure. When you don't love your enemy, then that means you not love, and only you love with attachments. So that is kind of we call contaminated love. Love is contaminated, not like clean, clear. So when you have included this all beings, then also the uncontaminated love. That is the love what Buddhists count. Love means include all sentient beings, not disclude any beings, especially your enemies. There is lots of things talk about the love kind to your enemies, but this is much I can say this much this time. So this Buddhist basically minor theory, you know, philosophy talk about the love and kindness and compassion, and the mind of practicing also the cultivate love and compassion toward, but not love only one particular you love, but love include all sentient beings. So then you can see this love can get enlightenment you only your loved one. We have many lifetime that, you know, lifetime we have girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, and mother, father who love us, we have. So we still suffer and pain here. It doesn't lead nowhere. So the reason that we need to expanding love and become more include all sentient being. That is the Buddhist love. You know, if you have that, always thinking of every sentient being, no matter what, then that case, that kind of thought attitude you have cultivate, that's called bodhicitta, enlightened mind. It's very important for mind of Buddhism, with the loving kindness, compassion, to generate bodhicittas, you know. So cause of the bodhicitta generated by the love and compassion, you see. So this is called not harming meanings that is the what, you know, simple way to, you know, interpret it to you. And then so that it's, you know, again we have another we call you know, view is emptiness, what we start with that. So that view of the emptiness have to do lots practice also. We have calm abiding practice, and we talk about calm abiding practice is kind of focusing your mind on the breathings. Then you meditate on the object and the objectless. So there's a lot of different kind of meditation technical giving beginnings. Of course, because you're training your mind to concentrate at one point to object, and then try to objectless, and that becomes quite good. Then you are to investigate selflessness. So we call self, you know, you also self, I and you, me, something like that. So that we call, self is not existing truly, we call selflessness of the individual. So selflessness of individual is the kind of Theravadan idea, the Theravadan view. So that means that Theravadan practitioners mainly focus on to the selflessness of the individual. So they are postulating many different ways to come abiding practice, samatha practice. Bring your mind peace and calm, and try to bring your mind one pointly concentrate on the object. When you meditate, breathing, you can breathe unmistakably for half hour. Never mind away from your concentration. Half hour you constantly staying one mind is staying one place. For example, you can put something in front of you, glasses, whatever, and you look it and absorb it, and not allow your mind to move nowhere. Just concentrate it. Half hour, if you do, you're doing very good. But beginning, even few minutes, 5 minutes, you cannot do it. You put in things there and you try to focus your mind on that. 1 second, it will be mind gone. Sometimes mind gone, you're not noticing those. So that is kind of beginning. Our mind is so crazy, so unstable. So that start that way, but that means it doesn't mean you can never able to develop. You can maybe pause half minute, then whole minute, and then 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and 5 minutes. Sometimes you can do 5 minutes. It's very good. 5 minutes, you mind focus on one thing. You put some Buddha image, any image you put in front of them. Good to have something you like. If you don't like, you don't like to look it, then you don't like to bring in your mind. So you want you like to look it. When you like to look it, then your mind absorb also easily there. So therefore, put something very what you feel like it, and put there. Then you concentrate on that. Focus your mind. Look at the mind, eye image, and the mind is completely absorbed. The mindfulness makes sure your mind is always there. If something moving from the mind, from the object, then you immediately aware that moving to bring back that. So that will be like 5 minutes you develop, that will be pretty good. And then 10 minutes, very good. 15 minutes, very good. 20 minutes, actually very reasonable, very good. So this is not happening one time. Maybe every a day you practice 3-4 times a day. So beginning with a month, then maybe beginning start, you feel it. Maybe 10 minutes, maybe 5 minutes. Then you more and more you get into used to be, then you really enjoy to do that, and so also too. So that means easily you can do it. So that is very important for meditate on that way. So this case that sometimes our mind cannot focus the object. Sometimes very good focus there. So that also that sometimes our mind is agitated, emotion, something you see things, some dislike, emotion, all this outside condition is not mind happy, mind is comfortable, and then you sit meditate, you cannot able to do it, concentration, can't do it. And then you're disappointed, you think it's impossible, I'm not doing it. But sometimes outside you're pretty happy, healthy, everything comes very good, you're peaceful, you sit down and relax your mind, focus your mind. 10 minutes you'll be very clear, very interested, you progressing that. So that is kind of situation, kind of give contribution there, how much you can practice that. So that's important to daily life. You are make sure you are physically, mentally, verbally, everything's kind of in order, not unbalanced. That helping your concentrations. And then sometimes this will help you 10 minute, 5 minute clarity there, focus your mind without distracting 5 minutes, But again, sometimes that's what happens is when your mind calm and clear is something good, positive result to bring your mind calm and clear. So then you're more practice, more difficult to practice. That meaning something you knows you need not concern sitting meditation only, but outside what you talking, what you doing, what you thinking is very important. More you peaceful, gentle, positive in the outside the world, you come sit down in meditation, become very much makes sense, very much like, very much clear. But outside more crazy, come back, your meditation not good. So therefore you have to balance outside activity, inside meditations. So they are go together. So therefore, lots of merit and purification is necessary to calm abiding mind. Focus your mind on the object. That's very important. So that's why many techniques they give light, image, and they call this is the object meditation. You're gonna put object there. Objectless meaning you're imagining something in front of you, and then you focus your mind. It's called objectless meditation also. So there's a different way to meditate. Anyway, this have to be reasonable, develop, and have the kind of degree of this concentration have to be quite good before you analyze your self is selflessness. So when you get certain that level, then you you're investigating the selfish now. After your concentration quite good, you can stay focus mind on the object and the objectless very quiet number, and then you analyze self. So that means yourself, you say I, so then you can look at where your I is kind of this body's I, or I is inside the body somewhere located there, solidly there, or outside of my body have I. So where this I, so you can investigate it there. So this I is not within me inside the body, but my I is not outside of my body, and this body is not I. So this body is not I, because somebody say, what is your this? This is my head. This is what? This is my hand. This is what? This is my feet. You see? So you can see that time, I never say I. Call my body's I, but I say this is my head. This head is belong to me. The head is not me. This head is belong to me, not me. This head, this feet is not me. This is belong to me. So now, who owns this body now? My bodies. This my bodies. So who is the my? Who is the me? Who is the I? It's inside. There's not inside. It's outside, and there are no outside. So where is I? The I is not existent inherently. Designated I, me is just a name it, just kind of labeling there, I. But there's nothing tangible, in the reality, in essence there, anything you can pointing out, I and me is there. So that is not, you not looking many different ways to analyze it, not finding that meanings is you don't find yet, or it's not there. And this meaning you not, it's that not there, therefore you not find it. It's there, you look at outside inside, everywhere look, you don't find. So that's called selflessness of individual. So that is actually up to all concentration so good, then you go to, before we call samatha practice, 1 point concentration. Now go to the vipassanas by the investigating selflessness, selflessness, and relax your mind to selflessness. That is called the absolute truth of the Theravadan point of view. This is absolute truth, so selflessness of the individual. So that is what we call, view is emptiness. So self is emptiness, the Theravadan point of view. But then also the Mayan point is self, go through the selfless and investigate the same things. Samatha, vipassana, same things. But also more, we have the Mayan practice, and we call the selflessness of the individual, selflessness of phenomena. And the Theravada doesn't have that idea. So Mayan have that idea, Panyaparamita Sutra, Abhidhamma Sutra, both describe about this selflessness of the phenomena. So meaning it's a little complicated, this one, because this is investigating everything detail. The Buddha said anything the dependent originated are the in the world, everything existent material are nothing other than dependent originated. Then all the phenomena is emptiness because of that, because all the phenomena is a dependent originated, not solidly spontaneously existent there. So all the depending, we call house and table, everything so we call name. All these are the contribute by different pieces together become that things. It's not spontaneously. So therefore we call all the phenomena, house, car, airplane, and our own body, everything existent are all the emptiness because they are dependent originated. You see. So therefore, everything emptiness. This is very hard to be a little bit taking, but that is what Buddha says. Selflessness of individual and selflessness of phenomena. The selflessness of phenomena is lots of philosophy. They are discussed many different ways to pointing and truth there. So that is all these dependent origination is the impermanence, one thing, everything you see in the world, all the impermanence. Someone lasts a little longer, but all the last will be decays. No matter what, everything is a decays. So therefore, all the phenomena is impermanent because they are emptiness. Nothing existent truly. So that's called everything empty. View of the emptiness. We viewing everything's empty, not inherent existence. So what we are thinking is true nature of the mind, clear light, is the truly existence. So that makes more confusing. But the reason, true nature of the clear light of mind is not dependent originated, spontaneously. It's spontaneously. It's kind of permanently spontaneous. So this clear light is not contributed by any conditions. So therefore, this is truly existence. But the rest, all is kind of emptiness, not truly existence. Even in that case, karma and dharma is not existence. Samsara is not existence. Nirvana is not existence. You are not existent. I'm not existent. Can you believe this? No one believes that. You are there, I'm here, right? But actual sense, absolute sense, we are not here. But this is kind of illusions. Last night you dream, you eat, drink, you have enjoy, your friend, everything. In the dream. While you dreaming, you enjoy. You see friend, you laugh, jog and dance, everything. So enjoyable. Then you wake up. Is that dream true? How do you interpret that? That dream was true? If this dream is true, then I was somewhere in New York, but I never been in New York. I'm sleeping here. I dreaming in New York, I had a good time. So truly I've been there? No, I've never been there. Then you say, this is not true then. How can not true? I drink and drunk. I enjoy and dance, everything happen. So dream time, So what you call this now, That is the kind of temporary sleep dream. Now we are dreaming very ignorant, dark dream. We have deep dream. So this is dealing now. You there, I'm there. I'm dreaming there. You dreaming there. Day we wake up our mind, then we realize all this is a dream, foolish. I was attached, I was anger, emotion, crying, hope and doubt, all this is not real. So then when you wake up, when you get enlightenment, we sometimes use it as awakening mind, you know? So awakening means a deep sleep. We wandering here, we suffer in pain. We suffer pain because we're dreaming here. But then wake up the dream is never happening. Just like last night dream. So that is the kind of way to we interpreted it, that everything emptiness not really truly existent because we are hallucinated by the deep sleep and the dream we hallucinating. So we attach that. So another way to say the magician play the magic there, and then magician make the big tiger, magic tiger there, and he played the tiger sending, and we are afraid of tiger because tiger can bite and kill you, and we scared here. The magician who made the magic, he knows this tiger, he's not afraid that. So the Buddha know this all is foolish. Our ego play game. But actual true nature of the mind of the Buddha can see this not real. It's just like TV, you know, you see things there. And we're not afraid by TV, you see things there or there, you know. And so the same things, the Buddha is like, you know, he's fully awakening, he can see truly truth. So therefore this thing, is, hallucination can thus affect him, not affect him. So he's not. So therefore we need to wake up this dream through those methods. Samatha practice, vipassana practice, selflessness, individual selflessness, kind of phenomena. Of course, require lots of six parameters, accumulation, merit, and purification. So this way that wake up our mind, then we call Buddha, you know. So this is all beginning I call do not harm other sentient beings. That's our conduct, Buddhist conduct. And then view is emptiness. This topic I created for these two words now. So I post conduct is compassion, loving kind, do not harm. The view is emptiness, that's I just briefly explaining. So I hope this will be somebody you can put together to study. There's lots of books nowadays, you know, you can see these things, what I'm saying. So what do you think? Question now?